unwanted pets from 20 different towns. Well, Kane here with a Kane Your Corner investigation that you will see only on News 12 New Jersey. Walt.
Eric, there have been complaints about the Helmetta Regional Animal Shelter since it opened 20 years ago. But now, even the shelter's own veterinarian is calling conditions there deplorable and horrific. One warning, if you're an animal lover, you may find some of the images in this story a little hard to watch. The Helmetta Animal Shelter claims it treats animals with care and respect. But look inside, and you may have a different opinion.
Those animals deserve that.
Colleen Ronco adopted her dog from the shelter. She says she was horrified by conditions. She's been organizing protests ever since.
It's deplorable conditions inside that shelter. And cats are sitting in their own urine and their own feces for days. Every day I would walk out in tears.
Brittany Blackburn used to work at the shelter, but resigned after just 3 days. What made you decide to quit?
I could not morally and ethically stand behind a shelter that was committing such acts of cruelty to animals.
Now, even the shelter's own veterinarian is coming forward.
It's horrific. It has to stop.
Saying something needs to be done.
The dogs are not taken outside. They're kept in their enclosures all the time.
Dr. Ellen DeBowie has been working for the shelter part-time for about a month. In an exclusive interview, he and his assistant describe what they saw last Thursday in a room filled with sick cats.
I don't think I saw a drop of water in any of the dishes.
Dirty food clinging to the bowls. I'm like, they haven't been fed in almost 2 days.
State and county inspectors have written the shelter up for violations, including failure to supply necessary care. Some problems, like flooring that isn't waterproof, come up in almost every inspection for the past 3 years. But inspectors have always given the shelter at least conditional approval. But the shelter vet says a recent inspection may have missed one of the biggest problems. Says shelter staff routinely put new animals in the facility's isolation room, right next to ones that are very sick.
One cat with a disease can now stick his palm out and touch the arm, the leg of another cat, spreading disease back and forth.
DeBowie says when he told shelter directors not to do that, they told him they had no room to put new animals anywhere else.
My personal feeling is that there is neglect there. There's not caring.
We wanted to talk with officials in Helmetta. We wanted to ask them what they think about conditions at their shelter, but they declined.
On advice of our attorney, we are not going to be doing any interviews at this point.
Yeah, fuck you, Nancy.
Local officials have insisted the shelter complies with all state standards, and they've accused protesters of being biased against them.
Is there something special you're looking for?
So we sent our producer into the shelter to see conditions firsthand. We saw dog pens with multiple drop-outs, but conditions on this day were not nearly as bad as in photos taken by shelter opponents. As for Colleen Ronco, she says she doesn't want the shelter shut down. She just wants conditions improved, and she promises to keep fighting until they are.
As long as there's a breath in my lungs, I will not give up this fight for those animals. I won't do it.
Now, the Helmetta shelter takes animals from 20 New Jersey towns and helping 21 recently pulled out. The mayor told me he was concerned about how animals were being treated. Conditions at the shelter, though, are not the only thing raising concerns. The shelter euthanizes hundreds of animals a year. Are they doing it legally? We'll take a look at that tomorrow. Do you know something I need to investigate? Call